Got myself here a Dell Inspiron 570 model. Did a few upgrades to it. Been looking at a few Dell sites, forums where they talk about what you can do and what you can't do to update this particular system, and I did it the best of my ability. Right now it's about 90% complete. I rigged up the cooler for the CPU, but that'll be getting changed soon. This is just something temporary because I wanted to run the system itself to see what I needed and what I didn't need. But this is temporary setup for right now. The actual cooler fan will be coming with the brand new cooler for the CPU. Start off back. Give you a little breakdown. This system came standard with 1 CD-ROM in the bay, and it came with the AMD Phenom II X4 3.0 gigahertz dual core. It got the exhaust fan right there. It had a 300 watt power supply that got changed out to for a 650 Ultra. The CD-ROM that came in here, I took them out. Well, I took it out, and I added a LG DVD / DVD-RW combo, and I had 2 of them from my old system, so I have one here and one here. This slot right here is for the card reader, headphone jack, mic jack, 2 USB ports. You got the Dell logo, Windows logo. I picked this up at a thrift store for 80 bucks. Came with the tower, 15-inch monitor, flat panel, and the keyboard and mouse. For the most part, I think it's almost done. Like I said, this was an $80 system, and I configured it now to, I would say, you know, a mid-range, entry-level gaming system / processor. It'll do what you need it to do. Take a look in here. I have a Western Digital Caviar Blue 500 gig hard drive down here, and yeah, turn the camera around. I have a 320 gig Western Digital Caviar Blue right here. So 320 is the primary, and the 500 gig is where I keep all my downloads and files. So it's a 500 gig way in the back right there, and then 320 right here. The system came with 4 gigs of DDR3, 1333 megahertz memory, and I looked it up online, and I found 2 more exactly matched up to it, 2 more sticks. So the max memory in here is 8 gigs. Some people have put 16 gig, and it recognizes it with the 64-bit processor, but I'm just gonna put the 8 gigs at the max for the motherboard. So it's 4 sticks, 2 gigs a piece, DDR3, 1333 megahertz. This is a CPU that was modified. This CPU fan and a cooler, aluminum block, whatever you want to call it, that I modified and put a 120 millimeter fan on it instead of the little, I believe, 92 millimeter fan that it came with. This is a temporary setup for now. I haven't decided on which type of cooler I want in here. What exactly can fit with me closing the case side panel. So we're still working on that. So this is the quick fix for now. Behind this cooler is no longer the Phenom II. The Phenom II is sitting in a box. I have a Phenom X4 945 behind this processor cooler right here. So that's the processor has been upgraded in the Inspiron 570 from Athlon 2 X2 3.0 to Phenom II X4 945 model 3.0 quad core. So there's a quad core processor in here. The biggest addition of upgrade I made to this was getting this guy right here to fit. This is a MSI, is an NVIDIA brand, but it's MSI reference card. It's a 960 limited edition 100 million edition. MSI sold 100 million of NVIDIA graphic card, I believe. That's what it stands for. So this is it right here. They painted it green for NVIDIA, which their logo is black and green. So this guy right here is about 10.5 inches long, I believe, by 5.4 inches tall. I'm not sure, I don't remember the specs. But this is the 100 million edition with the twin Frozer technology and military cap technology and whatnot. It takes a 8-pin connector right here, which I have running from a 6-pin converter. And at the back I have an HDMI cable which runs to my current monitor, which is right here. This is a 24-inch Dell monitor, and it has DVI, VGA, and HDMI compatibility with the cabling, and it has the little sound bar at the bottom. On CPU Z, you can see the AMD Phenom II X945. Again, this is quad core, 4 cores, 3.0 gigahertz, Windows OS 8.1 Pro, and there go the specs right here again for you guys. 64-bit OS. This is Afterburner. This is used to overclock the graphic card. And this is CPU ID hardware monitor, along with the modified fan. I'm getting 32, 33 at idle, and under heavy loads I'm getting between 49 and 51. So that's me playing Battlefield 4. So I haven't decided on which cooler I want yet. I have a few models in store, but I'm undecided yet. But I need to decide real soon. Anybody that has this case is similar to the Inspiron 3000. Inspiron, is it the 540? I think it's the 540, 570, Inspiron 3000. And a couple of Inspiron 3300s. That's 33 something, 30. I don't remember the model numbers, but I know the Inspiron with the 3000s and the 540, 570, or 560, 570. One of the two. They used a similar case, so it's a small case, but I upgraded the shit out of it. And they replaced my current computer, which is here. This is the Optiplex GX620, and I stripped it down, cleaned it out, getting ready to throw the stuff away. Some of the parts I kept and saved. And this is the new CPU for me to use. I had to modify the secondary hard drive and mount it to the front. You see it in there. Don't worry, it's very nice and stable. There's no shock or none of that, because this graphic card takes up the second slot where it would be. This is GTX 960, again, MSI 100 million edition. And it's very, very, very nice, but it's also a pain in the ass to get in the case. You can see the back panel on the graphic card is almost touching the clips for the CPU RAM that goes here. The RAM stick, it's the CPU RAM stick, whatever. And it's almost touching. Almost. I don't know if that's a hairline of a space between that, but it's almost touching the computer's RAM. But it's a little upgrade that I've been working on for the past 2 weeks. And my final stage of this is the CPU cooler. And I need something that's 145 millimeters tall or less. And of course it has to be 140 millimeters in length, and in width I believe it's 120 millimeters, because this is a 120 millimeter fan, and depending on how I have it, it'll have to be 120 by 140 by 145, something like that. That's as much room as I can give, and we'll just have to keep looking until I find one that fits it. But this is just it's just Inspiron 570 upgraded to the max. Also, Afterburn is overclocking software for MSI. Gives you the temperature of the graphic card, how fast the clock speed is on there, and how fast it's going right now. It has that active cooling feature where if the CPU doesn't reach a certain amount of level of degree of heat, the fans won't turn on, so the fans are off right now. The CPU fan is at over 1800 RPMs, and the exhaust fan is at 1000. That's why you probably can hear it in the video, like it's loud. But we trying to work on that, and we'll see what happens. Give out the intro to Battlefield 4. This is me taking measurements of the CPU cooler height and memory height and whatnot. This stuff's not easy. People know me as a mechanic, but I'm also a computer technician. Shh, don't tell anybody. When I'm not working on the Monte Carlo, I'm working on computers.